Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 9 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Magna's group and their past, and this is basically a explained type of video, mostly directed towards non-comic readers. Magna's group is from the comics, so we already kind of know a lot about them. So this is mostly a video that's dedicated to non-comic readers. However, they are doing some remixes of the story, I think, in the show. So this could definitely be very interesting and entertaining to comic readers as well. Based on some images that we've got for the next episode, it seems like they have the exact same past story arc for Magna's group. So basically how Magna's group was living for quite a long time was in a sort of shipping container. One that's similar to the one that we can see in the background of this image for the next episode here. And, of course, they were living there and some things happened that made them basically have to run away from the container, and they could no longer afford to stay there. It could have been either a natural disaster like a storm, it could be walkers, it could be anything like that. And I'm just going to put a quick image here of Magna's group being introduced in the comic book, just so you can see for non-comic readers how close the two are. But as you can see, we have Magna's group on top of the container, and that's basically the cover for the first issue that they were introduced in. Now, going back to this image, so based on this image and some other images that we will see, it seems like they are definitely following that, and it seems like before Judith saved Magna's group, what they were basically doing and how they were living is living either inside or around this container, and maybe at nights they would go into the container to stay safe, and they would scavenge the area basically to get supplies, to get food. And they had somewhat of a bigger group than what they have right now, and their members died along the way. And as you can see here, something happened to their camp, not really a camp, but their container in a way. And, they had to get away from where they used to live or where they settled. This is very interesting though, because it seems like they are remixing the story a little bit, because it seems like, from what I can see, this is not the outcome of a natural disaster. I think if there was any storm or anything like that, the shipping container would also have kind of shifted or moved around. Not everything in it being thrown out. You know what I mean? Even walkers, if there are walkers, they wouldn't throw out supplies or the tools that are inside the container. So that's very interesting. And it seems like maybe they are doing something very interesting where they are remixing the Whisperers story arc in here a little bit as well. I don't want to get into much detail about the Whisperers because, that will spoil things for you if you're not a comic reader, and there's definitely non-comic readers watching right now, I would hope. So I don't want to get into that too much, but for comic readers, just think about this. It seems like someone raided the container. It's like someone went through it. What could have done that? Who could have done that? I'll leave it up to you. But that's definitely something very interesting. Now, going back to what I was saying about Magna's group losing people along the way, we can see some walkers in the area where the container is. And, it's possible that these are just walkers or random people, but there's also a possibility that these are actually, people that Magna's group used to know, or that was part of their community or their camp, whatever you want to call it. In this specific shot, it's very interesting because we have Magna crying as she's looking through some supplies that's been thrown out, and you can see there's a body right next to them. And, I think maybe Magna is breaking down because someone they knew is dead there and they're witnessing it, or they see the dead body. Magna's been portrayed as a strong character, so I don't think she would just start crying because their stuff is all over the place, you know what I mean? And of course now it seems like they are going to Hilltop, they have a camp. So would they really be that affected by their container being ruined if they're going to a bigger, more comfortable community, an actual community, you know what I mean? It makes me think that this is probably her reaction to seeing a person very close to her that's dead right there. The other thing that's very interesting is that they were actually going to Hilltop. So what made them go back to where their container is, where they had camped originally? Maybe they went there to get supplies. Maybe they went there to see if there was anyone else that was alive. Maybe things like that. But I think that it's definitely interesting that they're going back, and there must be a reason for it. And I think the reason for that would be a combination of having some sort of backstory for them, connecting it to the comic story and the events in the comics, but also to kind of mix in the whispers in there a little bit as well. I could be completely wrong about this, but I think it's possible that the destruction of their camp could be connected to the whispers somehow. And, that's basically everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. And as you can see, there's some things that are in the background that are thrown out of the container, I'm assuming, that are not necessarily going to be thrown like that if it was a storm. And I'm sure walkers wouldn't just take it out. So something for comic readers to think about, because I definitely think there's something there. I can't quite, put my finger on it, but I definitely think there's something there that they're teasing here. But that's basically it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads. Like and follow the Facebook page of this channel to join our community. And check out the upload schedule to learn more about daily uploads.